So we got a quick update on the Roketa GK Franken Monster. Yesterday I got the Makuni VM34 off of an Arctic Cat working. And I got a small video I'll put in. Just waiting on some header parts from performance670.com to come in. I gotta build a set of open headers for it and possibly run a sport bike muffler, which I got somewhere stuffed over in the corner of stuff. Still have to weld up the engine plate. Button up a few other things, but everything on this end is ready to go. Oh, I also got the starter switch from Performance 670 because this engine didn't come with the key. But this was my main problem right here, which was I got the original transmission and 250cc engine from the original owner, but the engine was too far gone to replace, or not replace, but fix. And the differential was foobarred. The output shaft for the differential at some point when he had it had snapped, and he did a booger weld job on it. And when you spun it, the CV shaft, excuse my shaky hands, the CV shaft would oscillate. It wasn't true. So after months and months of searching, I got a hold of a company from China that actually has a bunch of parts for these things. And after back and forth through email a bunch of times, Bob, I think his name was, helped me out, and the differential that went into this was out of a GK32, which is the 4-cylinder 4-speed, but the differential is basically the same. So if you ever break any of the spider gears or an input shaft or whatever, you can buy this, and this only cost me $140 versus 500 and God knows what you'd pay for that. So for 140 I got the 2 spider gears and the carrier, and then I swapped over my ring gear. This is the ring gear out of a G34. I'll hang on to it in case someone else needs it, or if I ever find a G34 I want to restore, but it's going on the pile. But I mean, this thing was welded and spooled. I don't know if you can see. There's the welds. But I would imagine that welding it is what caused it to fail in the first place. But I bought new bearings, new oil seals. And now we have reverse, neutral, and forwards. And it is back to being limited slip. So for 140 bucks versus nearly 600, I'd say I made out pretty good on this deal. I'm going to run a 40 series torque converter on the 670. To play with gearing, I've got a 60-tooth sprocket that I'm going to be mounting to 3/4 inch jack shafts. Run them this way and down to the transmission. I'm not sure about gearing yet. I've got 2 jack shafts to play with. I'll set up a 1 jack shaft system first. But on top of that, I've got the chain to go to this, which I think is like a 40-20 or a 420. And then I'm going to be running 5 series chain on this deal. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing here. So ideally what I'm going to do is weld up this to here. I'm going to support it with a pillow bearing so that it's not all that stress on probably 5 inches of outgoing metal. Anyways, I got a bunch of 520 chain. It'll be a short run from, say, up here. So it'll be torque converter to clutch. And then either this chain and sprocket setup with that, or the 520, if I can find it. It's around here somewhere. But yeah, we made progress, and I should be able to actually start driving this thing soon. So I'll keep you posted. Thank you. Have a good one. So you shut the camera off and then you find what you're looking for. So I've got this sprocket right here, which is set up for the 520 chain. This comes stock on most like Yerf dogs or candy carts that are all 150cc. And then I've got this guy right here, which is another 5 series chain. Now if I could mount it directly on here I would, and I still may, but I'd have to have my buddy cut a keyway into this shaft, maybe knock out some of these splines and then mount it directly to this like that. And then I could do my jack shaft setup. With this for gear reduction, because I really don't know what I'm going to need, but I want to keep it in the 30-mile-an-hour range with lots of low end torque, because we go mudding and rock crawling up in New Hampshire, so not really looking for speed. I mean, originally the idea was to go with a 600cc F4i engine, and that was like 112 horsepower, but I really didn't want to kill myself driving this thing because I got 6-year-old daughter, but it would have been fun. But dadism stepped in and thought, let's keep the family safe. So we went with a $200 Predator 670. I'm going to baby the hell out of this thing because $200 is a lot better than paying $680 or whatever when they go on sale. And I'll want to replace it with the same engine if it ever does blow, so let's make this one last. Just waiting on parts, and then we can get rolling again. As far as the GK13 in the backyard, the one I was driving in the snow, that thing is super fun to play with, and I can't wait to take that out this summer. And I'm keeping the red hammerhead for my son on top of the Bajas that I picked up. The other thing I'm working on right now is I got my wife a functional gas tank, and my goal is to take this piece out and run the gas tank up and through it so that it'll look stock and just hide the big tank over it, because it doesn't look horrible with the tiny tank, but I like the big look better. And trying to refill that stupid gas tank with the big tank in the way was a pain. So what I did was I cut this off and then put a wing nut on it just so I could take the gas tank off every time I wanted to put fuel in it. But if I can make this work, it'll be a lot easier. Well, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully we get some more snowstorms so I can use the tractor again, because so far I've had it out twice, only videotaped it once because the first one was a nothing storm. But they're talking rain tonight. So we'll see. If anyone's got suggestions on weight bars too, I definitely need the traction. Just driving around on the packed snow, I was sliding around. And also HDAPs for the front or V61s. And it's primarily just for snow use. I mean, I do the leaf pickup in the fall, and I do the neighbors when I'm feeling nice. But yep, let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for 100 subs. That's awesome. And I'll catch you in the next one.